right before Game 7 already started. Man, team up they were. They showed up to Denver, high altitude, from maybe mid second quarter. It got crazy. And then Miami made little runs back and forth, but they never really got there to make a run and will push to take the lead. So, Dave, this is your squad. We got to kick off with you. What
We
happened?
should we should say Dave for last.
Nah, I don't mind going first. I don't mind going first. I feel like I need to get my points out the way anyway, because I predicted the Nuggets to win Game 1. And they won in Game 1. They were on 9-10 days rest. We had just finished the Game 7, but I'm not saying that's an excuse of why we lost. We lost because we just shot terrible. We shot terrible. Gabe Vincent had 19 points, but other than him and Bam, everybody else played bad. Jimmy himself only had 13 points, only shot the ball 14 times, and then he had no free throws. We only had 2 free throws the entire game as a team. So we shot well. We shot well from the free throw line because we only shot 2. 2 or 2. Hey, when you only shoot 2 or 1 and you make both, hey, it's going to look good percentage-wise. But we weren't aggressive. We weren't aggressive at all either. We took way too many jump shots. We played like the Celtics in Game 7. If you look at how we played, all we did was shoot jump shots the entire game. We weren't aggressive enough to drive the ball to really make any real, to be aggressive enough to be able to even draw some foul calls. So I'm not going to put this on the refs at all. This is on us as a team. We just did not do what we were supposed to do. We didn't play aggressive like we should have. And even though they had their 2 best players both had 25 plus, they played great. But we like Joe said, we made runs, but we couldn't make any stops. We made runs, but those runs were inconsistent. And then in the middle of those runs, we have like 2 or 3 turnovers in the middle of those runs. You're not going to be able to come back in the game when you're making a run and you're turning the ball over in the middle of those runs. That cuts all the momentum. And then Jokic was able to have to be pretty much have his way like he wanted to. In the first half he only had 4 points, but he had 10 assists. So he did everything he was supposed to do. In the first half, he wasn't a scorer. Then he balled out in the second half. Murray pretty much had his game in the first half. He had 20 points in the first half. So the thing is, in between those halves, Bam was the only person. Bam and Gabe Vincent were the only 2 that played well in that game. Jimmy has to step up. If Jimmy scores 20, and Gabe and not Gabe, but Caleb and Strus combined for 15, we win that game. We only lost by 11 points. The way that everyone else made it seem like we lost by 20. Now I understand they were up by 20 in that game, but we made runs to keep it close. We were the closest we made it was like 8 points. So we made some runs. We did. We had some momentum coming up. We started making threes in the end. It was too late though. It was too little, too late. So we didn't do what we were supposed to do. In Game 1, and we got to make those adjustments in Game 2. Game 2, we got to be able to get to the line more, because shooting 2 free throws in the game as a team, you're not going to win. I don't care who you are. You're not going to win a game only shooting 2 free throws as a team. So, and even if you look at everything else, they didn't out-rebound us crazily. So, I mean, I feel fine. I still feel like we're going to win Game 2. So, good job, Denver, on Game 1. You did what you're supposed to do, and we played terrible.
Bring it in, Dave. Bring it in.
No hugs. No hugs. I'm not joining Cancun anytime soon.
Hey man, you gotta stand 10 toes down. 10 toes down. But look, man, I told y'all the stat 3 days ago, and I said it again yesterday on the show. 5+ days, history is behind them, man. When they're 10-6, and then they're 9-1 when they're at home. Game 1. We can update that now. It's 11-6, and then you can say with Denver's win, it's now 10-1. So history wasn't on you guys' side anyway, coming out the gate. But one thing we will have to say is, look, Joker, 27 points on 12 shots, 14 assists with 1 turnover. That boy out there showing y'all, man. I might have not won MVP this year. Y'all may have said I didn't deserve it last year, but my name is my name, and the game is the game. Murray's coming back. He's saying, hey, man, I know I was hurt last year. Vaughn came on here and he put him at number 2 on his top 5. Not so average top 5. And yesterday kind of helped his debate as well, but because Jimmy didn't really show up like he was supposed to. There's another guy though. We always talk about the others. Aaron Gordon out the gate was on fire. He was like, "Come on, man!" He was getting rebounds. He was scoring buckets. I think he had like 13 points in the first quarter. Of course, he tapered off after that. But when you set a precedent like that, now your superstars can come in and just clean up, and that's what happened. Also, on the defensive end, Miami Heat, they were just lost in the trees because everybody on Denver was tall. It was just mismatches everywhere. I think they tried to put Gabe Vincent on Aaron Gordon at one point. Of course, that's why he came out swinging. He like, y'all gonna put this little guy on me. But also, I want to say, I put it in the chat. I said Aaron Gordon was looking like Casper from Uncle Drew because that's the way he was balling. We ain't seen this in a while. He was like, just give me the ball and I'm gonna dunk it. Another thing I want to throw out there is Miami. Dave, you said it. I was gonna say those exact words. Denver made you all look like the Celtics in Game 7. We were just like, go ahead, shoot the three. Keep shooting the three. We're gonna keep scoring. And even when you all came down, you cut the lead to 10. It still didn't feel like you all had a chance in that game, even when you cut it down to 10. Because, like you said, they couldn't get no stops. Denver was just showing that they were the better team yesterday. Joe?
It's a tall task for Miami. All right. I want to address this comment right here from my man DJ. If I'm a Heat fan, I'm still extremely optimistic. That was statistically the worst game Heat played all postseason. And the game was still fairly close. Miami shot better from three than Denver, y'all. All right. So let's keep that in mind. Miami shot 33% from three. Denver shot 29. Denver also missed a lot of wide open threes. Miami is not known for a great rebounding team, but Denver is. Denver only had 2 more rebounds than them. Denver had 10 turnovers. Miami had 8. The difference is Miami's a really good half-court offense because they move the ball well. They do a lot of dribbling handoffs. They'll bring Bam up as a point guard. He'll get that handoff screen on top of the key. And then when Jokic is doing defense, he's playing a lot of drop coverage on Bam. So the jump shot is right there. And that's why they're shooting a lot of jump shots. But the difference, Denver half court. I said this in the last episode. Denver half court offense is the best in the postseason. They were getting layups. And like you said, Tomo, the size is a mismatch. Now, Eric Gordon, first of all, Michael Porter Jr. is like 6'10", right? Eric Gordon is like 6'9". Miami is naturally a small team. So there are sizable mismatches everywhere. Jamal Murray with Gabe Vincent. Like everybody is bigger. So what they did was, what LA did, LA is a much bigger team. LA was leaving Aaron Gordon wide open. While the Nuggets are like, I need you to sit in the dunker spot. Whoever you got, we're going to spread the floor out in the first half, and you can just go post one-on-one on whoever is on you because you're bigger than them anyway. And that's what they were doing with Aaron Gordon. And then Jokic and them are good in transition that normally when you're running the ball, it creates mismatches. Like everybody's not on their man they're assigned to because of the transition. And y'all did a good job in transition, but once I got to the half-court game, it's mismatches everywhere because of the threat of the transition. So it's gonna be a tall task for y'all, right? Me personally, I think shout out to my man Philly podcast. Shout out to him. All right. Congrats on your credentials also to the Philly Eagles world. All right. So look, also, this is what I think, Dave. Y'all need to do. Y'all need to make Jokic a scorer and make Jamal Murray a facilitator. That's what y'all got to do.
I'm so glad you said that's exactly what I was going to say at the end. But
Go ahead.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Now continue, but I agree.
Yeah, y'all need to do that because once again, Jokic is too smart, man. Like y'all a smart team, but Jokic he makes the right play every time. He's a more willing passer than scorer, like LeBron. So you want to make this dude be a scorer, let him drop 50, but you want to contain Murray. This is a tough task, and it's going to take 48 minutes because even Murray, you could contain him for 3.5 quarters, and we saw against LA, you hit like 5-3 straight. So you got to contain these people for 48 minutes straight. It's a tall task. Y'all got the mindset, the coach, and the leader to maintain that, but do y'all have the physicality, the size, and the athleticism to do that for 48 minutes? I don't know.
I mean, that's been the issue for us all season long, honestly. If you look at how our roster is constructed, we don't have a lot of physical guys. That's not what our roster is constricted of, and that's what I complained about all season long. If y'all remember all the things I said, so we don't have a big to help out with Bam. Bam is the he's our center. He's only
Mhm.
6'9". He's our center. The other two bigs on our team is Kevin Love and Cody Zeller. These are not names where people be like, all right, you got some size, but it's like, all right, it's not everything. So, like I
Size
said,
don't matter,
I
huh?
pause.
You said it.
I didn't say that exactly though, but those are some things that we just got to work on. I know what we can do, but we had sizable matchups against Milwaukee and against Boston, so that's what
Mhm.
happens.
And go. You got something to talk about?
I was gonna say, what you said about Denver and what you said about Miami shooting the three better. You also got to look at it like this: Denver went 0 for 9, I think, in the beginning from three of that fourth quarter. Things can change for them. They can actually play better. They didn't have
Yeah.
a great game. They had a
They
good, I would say they had a decent game for their standards. So
Mhm.
imagine what happens when they really bounce back. Because most people say game one is what, the filler game? That's really the filler game. And for them to
Mhm.
go up 20 in a filler game kind of lets you know what they got under their sleeve. And look what they did against Miami. If you really want to use, I mean, against the Lakers, if you use that series, remember late in the first, what was it, the first game one, when they put Rudy on Joker, and everyone was saying, like, did Malone really show his hand too early? Because, I mean, not Malone, what's his name? Darvin Ham. Did Darvin Ham
Mhm.
show his hand too early? Because Malone's a smart coach and he will make the adjustment. And what happened? He figured out that they want AD to be that free safety, and they killed him with it. And I think Miami tried to do that when they tried to go to their 2-3 zone. And we all know with that zone, it was killing everybody in the East. But when you got a team out west who has the height and they all can shoot, you can
Mhm.
easily pass out of that 2-3 zone. And with Joker being the smart player that he is, or playmaker that he is, with that height, of course, I'll let the defense shrink in, and then I'll just pass it out, and hopefully one of my guys are either KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Murray, Aaron Gordon, Brown, Bruce, or the other Brown. It don't matter. Somebody can shoot.
Mhm.
So it's gonna really be it's a mental game at this point for Miami. It's not even physical.
Mhm. Yeah, man. When they went into that zone, like Jokic not did what you supposed to do. They attacked the middle. Even when Jokic winning the game, Jeff Green in the zone one play, flashed to the middle, got the ball, had a one-on-one matchup, did a jump hook, 2 point.
Yeah,
It's easy. I don't get it why NBA players don't know how to break the zone. But what the zone does, it gets you off rhythm. And it did
what it
get them
is.
off rhythm for a couple of plays. But like you said, like they got Jokic. He's a smart basketball player and they're a smart team and he's selfless. So the fact that he's selfless, it boosts the confidence of everybody else because they know they're gonna get their opportunities. They just gotta be ready.
Hey,
Like it's one play, man, that Jokic caught like on a block. And he had Butler on him. Man, that was crazy. Like he's posting up Butler, they double. Y'all don't need a double Jokic. Let me start there. Y'all shouldn't be double Jokic because he's
Mm-mm.
gonna find the open man. Just let him be a scorer. And then he threw an overhead pass to Bruce Brown on the opposite side of the court in the corner.
Yeah, I know.
Without like he didn't even see him. Like so he's spitting all these. I'm like, come on, man. Like Miami did it perfect. Y'all did y'all part. But Jokic found the open man.
Yeah,
and
That's
I
what he does.
we just gotta like I said, I believe we'll make adjustments. So I want to see how this going to be in game two. I just need Jimmy to be more aggressive. If Jimmy is more aggressive and he actually plays the way he needs to as the leader, then
Mhm.
we got a chance.
well, the way he walked out of the game, you could see it. Like he was locked in. He was like, okay. He kind of like you could see him like thinking to himself, like, I know what we need to do. I know what we need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, he on phase, and even at the post presser, I looked at the team. None of them looked dejected. They was just like, all
Of
right, it's game one. They take care of home court advantage. It's the first game when we lost this playoffs,
Hmm.
but it's the finals. We don't expect to go in and win the game one in everybody's house. We've been on the road all year, so we're not gonna win every single one, but we got to make
Mhm.
adjustments.
And I also
Yeah.
noticed this too. With
Mhm.
just I'll just say this right quick,
Go
Joe.
ahead.
I noticed this too. If you look at the Eastern Conference versus the Western Conference, just the style of basketball, like the way the Miami Heat play is for an Eastern Conference team. Like they're good, they're the grit, the grind, and the physicality. But when you come over out west, they're more up pace, and it's more half court. It's either they're fast paced or they're a half court team. But they see that a lot out west because you look at the Kings or just me being a Wizards fan watching us whenever we would play a Western Conference team, you would just see how they break down certain specific moments of the game. Kings are up pace, like they play like the Warriors. It's fast paced, like you got to be there. But when you play a team like the Lakers, they kind of try to slow it down because they have older players. Now with the Heat, they play that style of 90s basketball where it's like I have a big man, but I also like we want to get to the rim. We're not really trying to shoot the three that much, but if it's there, we're gonna shoot it.
And that's why I felt like we got away from our game, because our game is not all 3-point shooting. It helps what we do, but that's not all that we do. We're a mid-range down post kind of team that has shooters that can make 3-point shots. But that's why I disagree with this comment saying that we're Harden's Rockets. We're not that, because we don't have somebody that's dominating the ball all game. We don't have that. So
I think he's talking about like how small y'all are. But like,
well, yeah, we're small, but we're not Harden's Rockets.
But like the reason why y'all took a lot of three because how they defend y'all. You know, they are inviting a jump shot. And also this, let's look at y'all run. Y'all play the Bucks, who have Giannis, who's limited. Y'all play the Knicks, who had Julius Randle, who's in Brunson. They both limited, right? Then you can play the Boston Celtics when Tatum is not, like they're not the smartest team in the world. IQ is low. They're not there all the time. They're halfway here, halfway there. The Nuggets is everything I haven't seen. Like the Nuggets have they star player doesn't have a weakness, you know, so he could beat you anywhere, anyhow. They are a high IQ basketball team, right? And they have great role players who play great together, and they have great defenders on the wing. And that's a problem with y'all. And that's why Bam had a good game because of that pick and roll. He had an easy jump shot, but Gabe Vincent now it's gonna be tough for them. I thought I had good looks. I thought Denver did a terrible job on the screens. Y'all had good looks, but I also believe Nuggets had good looks too. That's why
I'm not disagreeing with that. I just feel like we got a chance. Everyone seems to think that it's over in 4 or 5. I highly doubt that happens.
You know, I know we're about to move on to the next topic, but Dave, I said this off air and I should have said it on air. We keep comparing this run, or some people are comparing this run to that Mavs team. But if you really think about it, this run is really compared to that 2001 76ers team. If you take away all the awards that 76ers team won, that 2001 playoff finals run, Jimmy and them kind of remind me of that, where they were underdogs in almost every one of those series. And when they finally got to the finals, everyone was saying the same thing we're saying. They don't even have a chance to win a game. Oh, that was Iverson calling me, my bad. But they don't even have a chance to win the game, and they won one. They won the first one. But now with Denver winning, they're like, it's a sweep. Miami can get 1 or 2 games out of this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But that Iverson was different.
Yeah, that was different.
I get what you're saying though. Like compare them to them versus the Mavs. I think the Mavs is a good comparison because they're not as good as the Mavs. The Mavs had a tough road, but this is probably the best since then. I think that's what the conversation was because the Mavs, that Miami Heat team, were favorites from the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And LeBron won MVP, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
So was that Lakers squad in 01.
Or did Derrick Rose win MVP?
Yeah, D Rose won the MVP that year.
Yeah, but yeah. So and
Jokic the next season.
Nobody picked the Nuggets and get this far. Nobody. Everybody's picking that. The Nuggets weren't even favored to beat the Suns when he got.
That's same with both of these teams. Neither one of these teams was supposed to be here.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So awesome. Hey, game 2 Sunday. We'll get to game 2. But before we continue to talk about this NBA Finals, there was a hire that was made, y'all. Earlier today, they dropped the. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.